They actually said it. One thing we've been waiting for, they actually said it. Are you guys ready? Hey guys, what is going on? This is your old pal CHH, and we've got a bunch of new updates with the Jason universe. This is going to be a big one that we actually have stuff to talk about today. Some of it I think is pretty cool. Some of it is kind of laughable. But overall, I think this will finally be an update where it's like, okay, thank you, giving us some news. Now, the big thing that just happened was last night, the San Diego Comic-Con. They had the Jason Universe panel, and I actually talked to a gentleman that was there at the convention, and I'll give you his follow-up kind of debrief on the whole thing after we look at some of the stuff he posted. But a lot of this stuff is going to be brought to you by Hunter Bolding at Hunter B Video on Twitter if you guys want to give him a follow. Cool guy, very nice guy. So the first thing we'll talk about is this. What was the entailment of this Jason Universe panel? Well, we got introduced to the Barsamian family, so to speak, and their involvement with this whole Jason Universe thing. We got to talk to the guy who directed Sweet Revenge, which is this little movie that's supposed to be an Angry Orchard commercial, but I didn't see any Angry Orchard in the teaser, and it certainly looks like a movie. We'll talk about the teaser. That is available now to watch. And we also got to see The Mask. We actually saw the mask that's going to be available at Spirit Halloween, as well as this big molded version that Greg Nicotero brought. The first thing that was talked about with this Jason Universe thing was a lot of pleasantries. Like, for instance, here, the Barsamian family gets to Friday the 13th, the release of Halloween. They met with Sean Cunningham on the film. They did 2 movies with him before. Here we are 45 years later. So they go back big time with Sean Cunningham in terms of the series. So that's pretty interesting. Robbie Barsamian says the fans love Jason and they're going all in on trying to bring Jason back in different ways. So we do know that there's going to be a new video game. That's been in the works for a while, and I think back then, Harry Manfredini actually spilled the beans on accident, basically saying, oh yeah, guys, by the way, I'm doing the score for a new Friday the 13th game. I think he actually got in a little bit of hot water for saying that. He was not supposed to say that yet, and he did. So Mike Nelson is the gentleman who made the Sweet Revenge 15-minute movie thing. And we get the teaser. The teaser's available on the Jason Universe site, but we'll show a clip of it here. Another thing that I want to harp on is whether you take this with a grain of salt or not, the Barsamian family, Robert Barsamian himself, said they're listening to the fans and taking their opinions into account. He did say be patient, which is something I know I'm guilty of not being when it comes to this sort of stuff. With what they're doing, it says if they mess up, they will fix it. So keep continuing to share your opinion, guys. That's important. Okay, so let's get into the good stuff. Now, the funny thing is, this looks like it is a Walgreens mask that was painted by Nicotero. It looks like a very cheap Walgreens mask with paint on it. I don't know how else to explain it. Just look at that. Now, the funny thing is there's actually a clip you can find of this online where they all, she holds it up for the crowd, and everybody goes, oh my god! And I'm just thinking to myself, guys. So it makes me wonder if they kind of fluff these things up and just kind of have people in there that they know are going to kind of feed into it a little bit. The irony is this, guys. Check this out. The actual Spirit Halloween mask, as you can see right here, looks... Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination. The Spirit Halloween mask looks better than the Nicotero mask. At least this one's weathered. It's got, like, some weathering to it, and it's basic, but it doesn't look, like, horrible. Now, the square eye holes, the aviator eyes, I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, if anything, as long as it doesn't look as so bad in film, if it doesn't look so bad on the movie, whatever. Obviously, when you just see it out in the open like this, a picture like this, it's like, yeah, it doesn't look right. That one looks like it was paper mache. White paper mache. Maybe that was a prototype. Let's talk about the actual teaser trailer. So the teaser for this whole thing was it's supposed to be about Angry Orchard. Now, this Sweet Revenge teaser, I gotta be honest, I think it looks pretty damn good, and my expectations were ultra low. Some people still may say this looks like a fan thing. I don't think it looks like a fan thing whatsoever. That's my opinion. I think it looks shot very, very well, and the setting, the camp, the lake, all that looked right. You do get to see one quick shot of Jason. I'll see if I can get a still frame for it right now. this is what I was talking about. If those eye holes are a little bit more aviator-ish, or just kind of sunglass-like, whatever, if it looks good on film, it doesn't look so hokey on film, I'm fine with that. I think that this Jason looks okay. We'll see what's what. I don't know who's playing Jason in this. I'm sure we'll get all those details soon. But I thought that this teaser was actually not bad, all things considered. So I'm actually kind of impressed by this. This will come out, I think, next month or the month after that. The release date's soon on this, where they're going to put the whole thing out. Now, the one thing I'm wondering is, is there going to be any news with, like, maybe like Friday the 13th Angry Orchards you could buy at the store and things like that when this whole thing kicks off? I'm assuming maybe. I kind of hope so. That would be nice. So we'll see about that. If they do that, that'll be cool. So the teaser, be sure to subscribe to the Jason Universe channel. You guys can check that out. But here's the biggest thing. They actually said it. One thing we've been waiting for, they actually said it. Are you guys ready? Robbie Barsamian said this at the convention. A new video game and a new movie are coming. Finally, we're getting a movie. So I figured this was the case. I remember talking about this in a previous video, and I was just like, listen, guys, I understand that, like, we want the movie. Of course they're going to do one. I think it would be facetious for any of us to truly think, why would they not do a movie? Of course we knew they were going to do a movie, but at least now a lot of us can kind of like take a deep breath, we can relax, we can calm down. They can do a movie. Thank you. Thank you. They can actually do a movie, and they're going to do a movie now, and we know that. So it makes all this extra shit, all this different stuff, theme parks, and apparently drinks now, beers, and all this. It's easy to accept it and digest that now, knowing they're going to make a film. When is it going to come? Probably not for 2 years. Maybe 3. But at least we know they're going to do that. One thing I need is Manfredini to score the movie and to just do it old school, man. Let's go back to the camp. Let's go back to the woods. Let's not do anything silly. Let's get back on track. And now I almost wonder if this will help people kind of digest the Crystal Lake show a little bit more. And that's another thing. They did tease stuff about the Crystal Lake show, but I was told that they did not show anything about Pamela or any of the new characters. It was simply little pieces of the set and stuff like that. So nothing crazy in terms of releasing new stuff for Crystal Lake. But the fact that they said, yes, we're going to do a new movie, thank you. Thank God. We finally got that news, and I think it's important that they finally said that. Now we can relax a little bit. But here's some follow-up notes from Hunter. I did reach out to him on Twitter, and this is what he said. The hat, they had San Diego Comic-Con Jason hats and posters, Mondo posters. Those were exclusive to the convention. The mask is coming to Spirit Halloween that we saw. They were very vague about a lot with the panel. The first half was talking about the Barsamian family's history. A lot of surface-level questions were asked, obviously. But Robbie Barsamian said, we don't want to get ahead of our partners, but we will have a new game and movie coming out. Nothing else, no specifics. They said that the Horror Nights maze would focus on 80s Jason, showing off the best kills. The trailer for Sweet Revenge showed off most of what they were talking about. We actually did see Jason. Huge, hulking, picks up a girl by the body, picks her up and slams her on the shoulders, blah, blah, blah. So my question now is, who's putting the movie out? I mean, Jason Universe is going to be partnering up with somebody. Is it going to be Blumhouse? Like, I have a bad feeling that's who it is, but I would love it to be Neon or even Paramount to get in there. But if anything, it's probably, what am I saying? It's probably going to be Warner Brothers and then probably Blumhouse or something, because Blumhouse is going to be part of the production company that helps gets it made. So that's it, guys. Finally, some news. Like, we actually have stuff to look forward to now. There's going to be a movie and all that. So let me know how you guys feel about all this. Let me know how you feel about the trailer. Like I said, Sweet Revenge, the teaser is on the Jason Universe. Check that out, guys. And that's it for today. Actual updates from the Jason Universe, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to y'all very, very soon. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.